What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. And in today's video, we're covering a viral quote-unquote glitch with Chase Bank that has been spread widely from TikTok. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back making another video about why I basically hate TikTok so much when it comes to financial content, because TikTok trends are spreading financial lies, and this is another example of what we deem check fraud. So, if you're not familiar with the YouTube channel, welcome. It is Fridge Financials. And before we get started, of course, with today's video, make sure that feel free to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button and turn on the bell notifications for all future uploads, of course, as per usual. If you're not familiar with the Fridge Financials channel, you will know that I have made multiple videos involving fraud, TikTok, and everything else. So, as you can take a look, one of the first videos I came out with was, down here somewhere, TikTok is teaching tax fraud. Great video, had a lot of views on it, 222 views to be precise. But this video right here, as you will see, focused on TikTok trends of saying, hey, here's how you can commit tax fraud and how taxes you can get out of and everything else. Bad idea. Absolutely wouldn't say to watch it and to believe it. Everybody on TikTok and social media really do think that they're like financial gurus. They can get out of things very, very easily. I'm not saying that I'm a financial guru, but I know the basics of what is possible, what can be done, and what cannot be done. Tax fraud was not one of them, of course, and if you want to watch that video, then feel free to go back and watch it. I made another video recently that got a lot of views as well, 2,300 views, about Gen Z thinking it's okay to commit just regular fraud. So I've looked up these things, I've looked up these videos, I've researched these articles, I've created this content here, and we're back yet again, because TikTok influencers and social media influencers have been spreading this lie that it is a viral glitch about how you can get a lot of money. So Chase Bank is urging its customers to not to commit check fraud. Okay, good start already. The bank's plea comes after this weekend. A viral trend took over TikTok and X, formerly known as Twitter, with users being told that there was a system-wide glitch and that if they deposited false checks in an ATM and withdrew the money soon afterwards, they will be able to cheat the system and take out a large sum of cash before the check bounced. And just in reading that right there is just where we're at right now with why I still do not like social media like TikTok and everything else. It's good for entertainment. It's not good for educational videos, especially in the finance niche, in the finance industry. Because there's so many things you can say on there. It's the freedom of speech, of course. There's so many things you could say that would not be correct. You were telling me that people were believing that you can just write a check down, one of your checks, just get one of your personal ones, whatever, write thousands of dollars is on it, 10,000, 30,000, you can give it 100,000 if you want to, deposit that check into your Chase Bank account, and then withdraw the funds right afterwards, and you can take it out before the check bounces. That's not how it works. That's not how any of that works. That's not a glitch. That's literally check fraud, okay? You can't just write a check of whatever amount you want, bring it to the bank and say, hey, I just got paid this amount of money. And then they're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. We'll believe you, Fridge Financials, because you're a financial expert on YouTube, which I am not, by the way. But I like to talk about finance stuff on my day-to-day life when I have time to do so. And that doesn't make any sense. They're like, oh yeah, we'll believe you. They're going to check it. They're going to fact check things. And say you want to take money out beforehand. If that check bounces, you're still reliable for the money you took out. It doesn't matter if you already have the money. It doesn't make any sense. The only problem, this is not a glitch. It's a check fraud scheme that those who participate will be on the hook for all of the money they withdrew once the check bounces. So it's not saying, oh, Fridge, it's okay. You made a mistake. It happens. Have a great day. They'd be like, no, Fridge, I need my $10,000 back. Or my $20,000 back that you thought you were going to have access to. What? Although some on TikTok called the scheme a glitch, Chase reminded its customers that the glitch is actually an invitation to commit fraud. So we're back. Fraud, TikTok, they're going hand in hand. Social media is going hand in hand with breaking the rules and breaking the law and doing whatever you can and saying, oh, it's okay to do this. Look, I'm an expert. I've done it. Doesn't make any sense. Regardless of what you see online, fact, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds in your account is fraud, plain and simple. While conversation about the glitch has taken over TikTok, it appears the first mention of it was on X, another social media platform, obviously, when a user shared an excessive balance of more than $80,000 in his account on Thursday, according to meme database Know Your Meme. The fact that you might be taking advice from maybe an account called Know Your Meme is also stupid. It's like might as well go to Wall Street Bets and just YOLO your money onto call options on whatever and just hope that you hit it big. We also made a video on gambling as well, if you did not already know that. On gambling is because people want to get rich quick. This is another example of getting rich quick. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand what people just like to believe on social media. And when I ever see something on social media, and again, I do have social media. I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I have, Meta or Facebook and all that stuff like that. When I see something pop up on there, and I'm like, is that right? That can't be right. Or maybe it is right. I do research. I go into Google, I look up things. I research articles, I find information, I find the facts behind it. Is this even legit? If someone says, here's how you get around taxes, I go into tax law. You can Google the tax laws and look it up and actually see, is this person on TikTok actually true? Or are they just trying to get those clicks and those mentions and those likes and those shares? Like, you have to do more research. You can't just believe it on the surface level. That's what's crazy. So the fact that you're listening to someone that's called Know Your Meme is also just hilarious to me. One video appeared to show lines forming outside of a Chase branch in New York, suggesting people were flocking to the bank to get free money. Just as quickly as the trend took off, however, people were soon posting screenshots of massive negative balances and holds on their Chase accounts as a result of allegedly trying to withdraw the money. Oh my God, imagine waking up the next day and you get minus $13,000 or whatever in your account. Oh, I would have a heart attack. I would freak out being down that much. I don't know what these people think writing bad checks is, but I don't know why they thought this was a glitch, one user said. Definitely don't do it. Of course. Fake check deposits are a common form of check fraud and are not new, although the chaos of this weekend saw many online discover the tactic for the first time and mistaking it for a money hack. And that's why we always are sitting here trying to educate on the finances and financial situations and just financial freedom, just the basics 101s of finances. That's what this channel I made was for, was to bring up and to enlighten people on how finances work and how you can't just, if you learn this of the first time, if you think it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. It really is. Large checks deposited digitally are often placed on hold while the bank reviews their authenticity, but some ATMs allow customers to access a portion of the new deposit funds immediately, which is true. Again, when you deposit a check in, say you get a check, you don't have direct deposit. When you get a physical check from somebody, it's for some money, whatever, the bank has to verify that the person who wrote the check out has the funds to transfer from their account to your account. That's how the payment system works. If they say, if I walk to a bank, I got $5,000 from somebody, and I say, hey, Chase, I want to deposit this $5,000 into my account, they'll say, okay, Fridge, great. It'll say pending on your bank account. It'll say pending transaction, da-da-da-da. What will happen is they'll then try to talk to where the check came from in their account, and they're going to sit there and say, do you have $5,000 in your account to pull from to transfer into Fridge Financial's bank account? If you don't, they're going to flag that as fraud. It's what happens when the check bounces. Some companies that might be going out of business have checks bounce because they don't have the funds to pay employees. It bounces, it goes back, and that means you don't have the money for it. But some banks do allow you to get portions of it, which is fair because say you work paycheck to paycheck and you get that paycheck, your rent is due the next day, or whatever the case is, you need to have access to at least some of that money so you can be able to pay your bills. Completely understand that. That's why I'm glad it's only a portion and not the entire thing, because that'd be even worse, I feel like. Fraudsters often approach this by opening bank accounts with fake identities, creating and depositing counterfeit checks from seemingly legitimate sources, then abandoning the account and leaving it with a negative balance. Okay, so they'll open up a fake account, which is very hard to do. Fake account, fake identities, everything else like that. Then they'll do all this kind of thing, check for all the right checks, deposit, take the money out, and then close the account with negative balance, and then they can't trace it back to them because it's a fake identity. So that's what they really basically try to do. Another common trick involves a scammer pretending that they sent a check for a greater amount than they meant to, hoping that the recipient is willing to deposit the check and transfer the excess money, which will then ultimately leave them out of their own funds after the check bounces. So another way of committing fraud as well. But in this case, which is always a good way to start it off, people online seem to be simply committing check fraud against themselves, making it relatively easy for a bank to catch on and hold them accountable. It's not from person A to person B or person A to person C. It's person A to person A. You're writing your own check. So they're going to look at your own account and say, you don't have $10,000 to pay yourself in. So they take it away. It doesn't make any sense. In the days after the Chase glitch gained traction, other TikTokers began dunking on those who tried it, with some joking about waking up to enormous negative balances, and others warning users that they have no chance of outsmarting a multinational banking institution. Yeah. You're looking at multi-billion, multinational banking institutions. And people think they can just get around the banking system that's been in place for basically for as many years as probably as close as to when the country was first, established and, all the way back in the 1700s. But you really sit there and think that you can outsmart them. That's very, very hard to do. That's just like when people walk into a bank and they rob a bank and they're just like, I'm going to get away with it. No, you're not. They have all these things in place for a reason. Chase bank glitch? No, that's called fraud. Yep. You went to the bank and took $50,000 that didn't belong to you. That's not a life hack. It's called robbery. You're going to jail. Prison, actually. And it's funny you bring that up because if you take a look at the ramifications here, they break it down for you. Where was it? In North Carolina, presenting worthless checks can be either a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on how much money is involved. If the amount of the check or draft is $2,000 or less, it's a misdemeanor. If it's more than $2,000, it is a felony. And these people were taking tens of thousands of dollars out in these check glitch schemes that Chase Bank had. Not 2,000, not 200. They were pulling out like tens of thousands of dollars probably, trying to, get a portion of it back. Punishment level could be dependent on a person's criminal record, but even a low-level felony could mean up to 6 months in jail. You're risking on going to jail for 6 months because a TikTok influencer said this was a money glitch. Doesn't make sense to me. Also, the funny thing is, which is what they said in the other article on CNBC News, they can trace it back so easily because it's your account to your account. And it's your legit account that you opened up with your ID and your paperwork and everything else. It's not a fake account. It's a real account with your real name on it, and you're committing check fraud. That's going to be the easiest way to try somebody, the easiest way to catch somebody in the act. Another criminal defense attorney, Mark Jatton, said the fact that people posted their crime on social media made it even easier to try in a court of law. Even worse. Not only are you committing fraud on your name and your identity and everything else, you are also posting on social media, which just says, here's the proof. Hey, here's me committing my own fraud. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. This is another article that talks about more about it. It's still illegal. Talking about what it is. Regardless of what you see online, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds from your account is fraud, plain and simple. That's from a Chase spokesperson, someone who works at the bank. They said it's not a glitch. Jim Wang, a financial influencer on Instagram, says people's negative balances came from the banks putting holds on their accounts or deducting the stolen cash from their accounts. Bank errors in your favor are almost never in your favor. In this case of this quote-unquote glitch, it was just check fraud. And and let me zoom in here so you can get a visual of this. Look at this dude. $31,000 down. ATM error. 7,700 ATM department error. What do I even do now, bro? I'm down 11,000 negative in the account. When you late to the Chase glitch and the feds are waiting for you. I can't. I wanted to bring this up because, again, on my YouTube channel, I've covered multiple things. Okay to commit fraud. It's not ever okay to commit fraud. That was on there. And look, we're talking about fraud again. And I think it's funny that I brought up the idea of TikTok doing tax fraud. Now we're having TikTok doing check fraud. What is going to come up next with TikTok? I have no idea. But thank you so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you are not one of the people that is trying to do this Chase ATM quote-unquote glitch. And if you did, I am sorry. I mean, hopefully you don't have a crazy sentence as a result of it. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you made this part of the video, make sure that you consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you've not already done so. I hope you guys are making money in the market the legal way, as I said before, and not through check fraud. And I will see you guys as usual in the next video.